It's fine. I was recommended to play Don't Take the Cat Home. Personally, I would never leave the cat, but this game says don't take it home. Of course I want to take this cat home, so I can grab it by its tail and beat it across the counter. This is not a good cat. Don't get mad at me, PETA. Animal abuse. No. This is demon abuse. Enjoy the video. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I will. My God. You're not having a great day as usual. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while you felt like going out, but in the middle of your walk it starts to rain. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign you should have stayed home today? Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? You turn to head home when... Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increasing missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. Watch this cat. Watch this. The missing person has to do with the cat. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark dingy? Yeah, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground, dampened by the rain, makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, this sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box. Kitty. Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and looks up on you. Hey, little kitty. Oh, so cute. Yes, and it definitely knows it. Never had much of an opinion one way or the other about cats before, but if they are like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. That's gonna happen, chat. 1984, but with cats. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord? I mean, it depends on what you mean. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves a cat in a cardboard box these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you, obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. Just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. The game is called Do Not Take the Cat Home. But obviously, I'm gonna take the cat home. I mean, look at this silly little guy. You're alone, and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. The cute little kitty. You think a little while will probably be more than like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's get out of the rain, okay? I can take care of the kitty. Stop by a local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and one you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being here inside it after so long, even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. Take out the can of cat food and open it with the table, with the tababa. You put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. Perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food, doesn't eat it, and completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs his body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread, turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. How, did bitch scratch me? Oh shit, owie, ow. Ow, I hate to even think of that. Guys, I have a fear of knives and cuts and you wince as you got your finger on the knife sliding in the middle. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. About to head to the bathroom for a brandage when the cat hops onto the counter and sniffs the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Hey, don't worry. I'm alright. It was just an... You watch as the cat starts to... Chat, I don't know, cat licks enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked at that, by the time you can come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. Cat sits back staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. No fucking shit. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird, right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do, right? But regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in its need while it's still raining outside, not after all your efforts. Chat, I don't know what the fuck I'd do. That would scare the shit out of me, but I also wouldn't want to just abandon the thing. You were gonna take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. Honestly, just take it to the shelter now. Like, it's not like it'll... Okay. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. That's not a very good sign. Well, I don't like blood, chat. While you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning up the kitchen, while trying to watch TV, you gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. It's very weird. What if it's got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat sitting in the corner, untouched. Oh, come on, enough already. Shove it away with him a little more forcefully this time, out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately. Before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes around the corner into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're worried it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. I would be too. That's what I was thinking. You have an idea on how to calm it down? You can only hope, but you don't have any other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, pick up the landline and... The lights just went out? Great, just great. The rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone to find that it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving earlier. The outing so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. Grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? Then why did the power go out? You look outside. It's pitch black. What time is it? Turn to check the clock. That's saying, kill and help. And also 666. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but when the numbers are lit up and going completely haywire, the cat stares up at you. It just stares at you. Completely still, you'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive! It's not blinking, it's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. Yeah, I'm afraid! You want it to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Even with your flashlight trained on it. There's so much talking. What the hell just happened? There's so much talking. Can y'all hear it? I hope not. The flashlight flickers. I liked it better when it was in front of me, to be honest with you. Fear immediately grips your mind, as it would. The silence, punctuated with the rapid pumping of blood in your heart, is overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? Dude, it's 5 Nights at Freddy's, now it's 12, I gotta survive till 6 a.m. You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening, that order will be restored, but no answer comes to mind. Back away from the clock, and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move, but you're afraid to move, you're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience, it's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. Right into your ear, right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could even if it did. You can't stay here, you have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens in you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement of action, but you still weep from the fear's grip on your mind. Your legs tangle under you in your haste, and you fall onto the ground. Ow! A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. First you think you broke your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. Is bitch stabbing my foot? You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Ow! I'm like gripping my foot now. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting and a strange light coming from outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts on how, when, who, what in regards to your inexplicitly open door screech to a halt. As your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife. and still tainted red from your earlier blunder, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You go dryly at the paint of your foot. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I've put that together by now. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you'd left it. I want to be scared, but it looks like the fucking cat from Alice in Wonderland, chat. You know what I'm talking about? Where's the part where the lights are off? It's just his eyes. Hold on. It looks like this. See? When something you spy in the darkness just beyond the knife. Kitty, it spies right back at you. And a pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. Pads lightly over the knife, as if skipping in delight. Chat, I don't like this. Is licking the blood. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you, the chill of air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaking breaths discordant against the static now piercing your skull, the dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in, licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood. Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you, everything except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints on your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts, but you can't stop, you don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you, not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you, even then you don't start running because, am I gonna get hit by a car? The cat is right there ahead of you. Then, what in the world is behind you? No, keep fucking running. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Ending 0, it begins. Well, that didn't give me that much, did it? Jeebus. The first time in a while that you felt like going out, and you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. What the hell? What changed? You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities where you could go or what you could do, or maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? You look so familiar, right? And again, it is a cat. How many different ways for a standard black cat to look after all? This one sure is a cutie, though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Let's take it home again, bitch. Well, why not? Right? This cat, you don't call him 3 at me, bitch. I know what you're all about! You can't ever... Okay, anyway, you barely reach out your arms before the cat so eagerly leaps into them and climbs up your shoulders. It butts its head onto your temple, nuzzling against it. Then it climbs into your head. Purr. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get you out of here, yeah? On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food, but that would be a waste of time. Why does bitch know? You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits there and looks up at you expectantly. Let's chill with the cat. Not every day you have access to a cute fluffy animal. What else could you do but pet it to your heart's content? You sit on the floor in your living room and click your tongue to call the cat over. Aw, silly. The cat dashes over to you, immediately climbing into your lap. Poor thing, you just want some attention, don't you? Alright. You carefully pet the cat. A rub behind an ear, a scratch under the chin, a smooth sweep along the back. Yeah, good. You keep patting the cat in your lap, enjoying the bonding time together. But the cat starts to get restless after a while. Let's do something else. Let's give you some food. Cat, because that worked out really well last time. The cat looks hungry, so you decide to feed it. You're regretting not stopping for food earlier, because you don't have much left. Grocery shopping is tomorrow, after all. Head to the kitchen and click your tongue, ensuring the cat follows after you. It leaps nimbly onto the kitchen counter and watches you as you search for meal options. Let's see. You find some things you expect. A can of tuna in the pantry? Huh? What's that? You realize there's a tightly sealed Tupperware on the bottom shelf of the fridge? You don't recognize it? Foul odor is coming from the container. Whatever inside can't be safe for human consumption. The cat seems excited about it, practically salivating over it. Tuna. Thing is, you take out the tuna and the meatloaf for yourself. You put the frankly ominous container back in the fridge. The cat looks a little disappointed. Tough. Yeah, what the fuck do you want me to do? You'll need to dispose of that weird whatever it is later. I feel like I would be a little bit more concerned about the foul, smelly Tupperware in the bottom of my fridge that I don't recognize, and I probably wouldn't put it back in the fridge as I don't want it to make my fridge smell. You open the tuna and spoon it into a small saucer. You put the saucer on the kitchen counter next to the cat. I don't think you should be encouraging it to eat up there, but you'll figure it'll make up for electing to not feed it the toxic goop it wanted. The cat looks like it finds the tuna acceptable. You'll take it. Eat up, kitty. Yeah, because there's some sort of meat. The cat digs into its meal. You go about heating up the meatloaf in the microwave. While sitting there, you hear, turn and see what the plate's completely empty. That was quick. You need to pace yourself. What the? Much baffled as the cat continues to hiccup, causing little bubbles to float out of its mouth. What the fuck? What? Okay, that's okay. You can process this. It's not completely out of the realm of what's possible, right? Right? Best to not think too hard about it. So if the room is filled with floating bubbles... Chat, what the fuck? What? Cat releases a final tiny bubble before yawning and laying down right there on the counter. Well, glad you enjoyed it. Bubbles haven't left the room or popped. They seem to be pretty resilient. Wait, what? What's that? As one of the bubbles floats closer to you, see, there's actually something inside it. A tiny, furry fish? This is just getting weirder and weirder. Yeah, you don't fucking say. What? So you can't help but marvel at the impossible wonder in front of you. You lift a hand, then the finger towards the bubble, carefully press against the surface. Chat, what the fuck? Okay, the fish bit me. Little fish inside lashes out, viciously shaking tiny fangs into your finger. Doesn't really hurt as much at first, and then pain starts to clamp from your finger to the rest of your hand, part of your wrist. Could it be some kind of venom? Fling your arm around and attempt to dislodge the fish, but... God, you accidentally knock your arms into several of the bubbles floating around. More tiny, ravenous fish latch onto your flesh. You stumble back out of pain in a sudden bout of dizziness, only to bump into more bubbles. More fish digging their teeth into your back. It hurts, you're getting dizzy, you gotta get out. You deliriously try to stumble out of the kitchen. But the entire room is filled with the deadly bubbles. By the time you collapse on the ground, you're absolutely covered in tiny, angry, biting fish. Your legs, your torso, your arms, your face. The pain is unbearable. You can feel it in your skin, and your teeth, and your eyes, and your hair, and it's so consuming you can't even feel yourself convulsing or crying. You don't black out. Your eyes are still rolling into your skull when you gasp you're out your last breath. Ending 8 fish out of water? What the What? What was that? What? I played for a good bit longer, but since the initial scariness has gone, I didn't really think it'd do too well in the video. If you want to watch the full stream, the VOD is up. Is it in the description? No, I'm lazy. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Knock over vases and dishes and lamps claw at the walls. It's going to take forever to clean this up, you think. Maybe you'll tackle it all again later, right after you take a short nap. Bro is fucking just accepting this shit, isn't he? With an annoyed sigh, you breathe your last breath.